Are we live? Are we? Hello, YouTube. Hello. I think I've did figure out the issue. Yes. Can anyone hear me? Is there anyone out there? Just check my. Hello. Can anyone? Hello. Is this actually working? Hello. Hello, Mr. D. John, Shadow Band, Biggles, hi. We'll just wait a few minutes. I'm using their beta. The last one I used was their non-beta on the back end, but I'm using the beta here. So hi, can just yeah. There's I think there's about 20 seconds or so delay from the feed I can see from here. But yeah, I want to just say sorry. So sorry that I just totally stuffed up. Whatever that was, I think I know what it was. They gave me a custom key or a custom password for the event, and then I had to bring that into my OBS, and I was using my previous password, so there was an issue with the key or whatever they call it for the live stream. So I basically just killed that, and I have just set up a brand new live stream. So yeah, looks like people have found this, but I want to say, so sorry for completely stuffing that up, because I thought I'd have I have the card and I'll give 24 hours notice and do this very professionally. But as is the case, a couple of minutes before, just everything goes wrong. So yeah, waiting for a few people to come in. So what's everyone been up to? I just thought we'd have it's been I think it's been 10 days since I've, made a video. Just I'm itching to kind of, hi, don't be apologizing, you're okay. Now, I like everything to be just perfect. I'm really a bit of a perfectionist. I don't, I think I've got it right. I think I'll get it right next time. I have to use the right key, whatever they call it, that's with the, I think they give you a custom password for the stream event that you set up that you have to bring over to your OBS. Yeah. So, and what I'll try and do is just maybe slow things down a little bit as well. Just, the last, I think the last live stream I did, I got some comments that I was just, trying to go too fast. I'm just going to slow things down just that tiny little bit. Yeah. So anyway, what's everyone been up to? Where's everyone from? We'll let a few more people come in from the chat. Which country is everyone coming from? Good. Yeah, True Zika, working okay. Cataract surgery. I can see you. That's great, mate. What people get wrong is that son was working. Worry about you. Hadn't seen a video for a while there. Hi, John. Yep, we've had a little bit of a break. The wife's had the wife's party, 50th party. So there was a lot of work leading up to that, and we had some relatives staying at our house, and it really didn't feel like the time to be making videos very, very early in the morning. Okay, we've got UK, Scotland. Good to see you back. Yeah, thanks, mate. And we've got Canada, New Orleans, USA, Georgia. Yeah, I'm gonna have cataract surgery soon, driving me nuts. I'll probably need I'll probably need glasses soon. I mean, I'm turning 50 this year, and probably, and the writing sometimes the writing is a little bit small. Yeah, so I'll probably need glasses. I think my dad, when he was 50, he needed glasses, so I pretty much made it to that same spot. USA, hello from Ontario, Canada. Hello, Canada. Hope everything's going okay in Canada. You've got elections coming up there soon. I can't wait to see Justin Trudeau out, just totally kicked out up in Canada. USA, NYC, hello, yeah, USA, hello from America, dribble here. Tom go up to the top of the chatty. Yeah, good to see you back. We've got Scotland, London. What the heck's happening over in the UK? Let me know what's happening in the UK. It's just nuts over there. I can't believe the UK. Being an Aussie, we're in the UK. We're kind of like we're brothers. I don't understand what's happening in the UK. Keep up the logic. Los Angeles. I just turned 50. Welcome to the club. Hi, Sandra. Yeah, welcome to the chat. Yeah, I can't wait for 50. I think 50 will be a great achievement. It's like as a gamer, you've reached level 50. Man, you survived 50 years on planet Earth. A lot of things out there that can kill you, but you made it to level 50. So I think it's a real achievement. Germany. Hello, Germany. UK. Stuck in the UK. Hello, Hampshire, USA. Best regards from Oregon, USA. Some people did some things in the UK. That's right. Some people did some things. Can't wait to see the results of the vote in the UK. I think that comes out in the next couple of days. The EU election, the Brexit party just looks like they're gonna do well there. 9:45 UK time. Hello from Hawaii. Hello in Hawaii. Always wanted to go to Hawaii. One of these days we'll get to Hawaii. Thanks, Stanley. Thanks very much, Amanda. Doctor. Hello, Doctor. Susan. Yeah, we are foreigners in our own country. Susan, I'm not sure which country you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about the UK. Yeah, totally. Okay, so we got we got like 50 people in the chat right now. So I figured we'll just have just fire away. Let's take questions from the floor, and we'll work. We'll just go through a whole bunch of questions. I really don't have a topic. If people want to talk about the Australian election that just happened, happy to talk about that for a little bit. Really, want to keep the chat to maybe like an hour. I think the last live chat we did went for like 2.5 hours, and didn't have any water or anything, and I couldn't talk for like the next day or so. Well, I thought that was pretty good. The whole world is changing at the speed of Trump. 9:45 UK time. Hello from Hawaii. Chill in South America. We are foreigners in our own hand. Half a bleeding century milestone. It's like I can't wait for 50. Hi from Florida. I'll probably do something extremely stupid on my bike, like 50 whatever. I'll try and do something pretty dumb on my bike when I turn 50, just to try and prove that I'm not getting older. Yes. Hi, make it 51. Hi, folks. Hope Sargon and Dankula and Tommy get up in. Yeah, I mean, I think the UK, the UKIP, the Independence Party, they're polling fairly low, but that's if we can believe polls. But how that relates to like individual candidates, the individual seats in there, I'm not really clued in on how the whole Euro elections work. Yeah, but I would love it if Tommy or Sargon or Count Dacula, he doesn't seem really invested in the whole thing, to be honest. I think he's just sort of going along with it. But yeah, but it would be great. It'd be great in some ways if Sargon made it into the European Parliament. But then he'd probably have to stop doing a lot of what he does on YouTube, and I would kind of miss him there. But maybe he becomes a member of the Parliament there, and he still keeps his YouTube going, but they'll probably try and put some restrictions on him, what he can talk about. So yeah, I hope that he gets in. And it looks like the Brexit party in the UK is going to do really, really well. So yeah, and I hope all those kind of like anti-left, pro-freedom voices get in. Congrats on your own Trump Aussie virgin. What do you think? Sorry. We shall see. Hello from the swamp. Okay, I guess that must be DC. Okay. Do you know why President Trump doesn't need glasses? Because he sees his 2020. Very good, sir. That's a great one. Okay. May the EU wanted was tied in a new treaty. Yep. Glad you're better now. Yep, keep up the good work, bro. Your videos make a lot of sense and crazy world fake news. Keep it up. Yeah, I really hope the videos just make I think the main thing I really want to do with the channel is to amplify messages of freedom and really attack the left. Attack how authoritarian the left has become. Attack how controlling they've become. It just as an individual just feels so frustrated by the left. And I hope the videos are funny as well, and we can all laugh at the left, and they're just totally. I think I said remember when Paul Joseph Watson was still on Facebook, I posted him one of his things, mate. The left has become a meme right now, and I think that's where I kind of put together meme the left. Keep up the good work, bro. Videos, a lot of happy. So what's happened in Australia? I kind of know. Okay, we'll give you a little like a 2 or 3 minute version of Australia. Australia has the Liberal Party and the coalition, which is kind of like the conservative side of politics, and then on the other side of politics you have the Labor Party, which is the more to the left of politics. But our politics in Australia is kind of very like centre left, centre right. Then you have the Greens over here on the far left, and you have some parties over on the far right. So most of our politics is kind of in that middle, that centre left, centre right. That the Conservatives won the election. No one gave them much of a chance coming in. Scott Morrison, and of course, in Australia, we change our prime ministers about as frequently as we change our underwear. So every 6 months or so, the prime minister will probably face like a challenge from the party, because we don't elect our prime minister straight up. The party elects the prime minister. We elect the MPs into parliament. So yeah, we don't actually vote for a prime minister. So it's not like a president or anything. So whichever party has the most seats in the House of Reps, they can form government, and they will then pick a leader, and that leader becomes prime minister. So it's quite common in Australia that there's often party they're overthrown the leader. There's a leadership challenge, and we have a new prime minister. So yeah, we go through our prime ministers fairly swift rate. And I know the whole world is like, whoa, Australia has like a new leader. How did that happen? So yeah, the Conservatives in Australia weren't given much of a chance. They were like, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get, Scott Morrison. He just came into the job as prime minister. He got rid of the previous prime minister like 6 months earlier. So he wasn't given much of a chance. But yeah, the bottom line is Queensland, the state that I'm in. There's a very large mine that's Adani mine, very large coal mine. That was a big issue for Queensland. That the Labor Party lost seats in Queensland. So that was probably the issue that you could say that flipped it. That Labor lost the election on Queensland. So yeah, the Conservatives Party is back in Australia, as it's but they're not like they're not far right. They're very much a centre right kind of party. They got some MPs who are a little bit further out right on the spectrum, but most of the party is kind of into that centre right, and then you have the other side of politics. They're on the centre left. So they're really, if you put a sphere around most of Australian politics, you would find that it's fairly close, kind of around the middle. And you have your Greens that are a long way out there on the left, and you have some parties who are a long way out on the right. But most of Australian politics is in the middle. So, yeah. John, I love your videos and great attitude to the mainstream media. Thanks, mate. Independent, yes, being president didn't stop Trump from social media. Perhaps Tommy Robinson will still tweet. Well, can he tweet? I don't think he tweets. I don't think he's banned. Tommy's pretty much banned from everything. And that's what your typical leftist. This is what This is what infuriates me about the left, is they really don't want a hard debate. They don't want a solid debate. You get guys like Sargon of Akkad. You get these guys. They have spent just years building their YouTube channels, and they're putting out all their information and the things that they believe in. And that's to such intricate detail. I mean, Sargon's such a clever guy. You know, I've been listening to his videos for like 3 or 4 years now. He's so articulate. He's so clever. Yet the media treats him like he's just, the media. Obviously, the media doesn't want him to do well in the elections. But we want debate. We want a rough. We don't mind it a little bit rough. But the left just wants to ban wrong thing, ban everything. It's censorship. That's censorship. Really, really, really gets me going. And I think YouTube banned those Kraston teen. What are the brothers who are just constantly trolling Trump? I don't agree with that. Apparently they had a couple of fake accounts or something like that. I mean, big deal. I mean, I don't agree with YouTube banning those people. Twitter and all this censorship has got to stop, and we've got to stop. Lauren Southern just released her Borderless documentary, and it was just, YouTube has just and it wouldn't even appear on her channel. You went into her channel and there was her video wasn't even there. So you've got a couple of these little, what you've got is you've got activists in YouTube working inside of YouTube, and when Lauren releases that video, and they're they've got their thumb on the scale, and they're shadow banning it, they're restricting it from going out on recommendations, and that people aren't getting notified of the video. It's just insane. Just let it be. Let good information rise to the top. Let bad information fall down to the bottom. I'm just big on let the ideas battle it out into the idea, let the ideas fight each other in what I call YouTube and all these social media channels. It's the idea marketplace, or the idea battleground. Let the ideas fight it out, but don't tie up people's hands behind their backs, YouTube and Twitter, because they've got different ideas, but let everyone fight in the ring fairly. So censorship's one of those things that just gets my goat going. And I feel like YouTube are shadow banning this account. That's just my little bit of a conspiracy, but I think that not as many notifications go out, and my video, Mean Left videos don't have to appear very, very high in the recommended. I'm kind of grateful that YouTube recommends the videos like they do, but they don't have to. Anyway, I don't want to get on a little rant there. Thank you. Get rid of that. Thank you, Waterford Wharf. G'day, mate. Have a beer on me. Cheers. Thanks, mate. Really, really super appreciate that. I've got some water here, but I'll definitely grab. I'll definitely grab a beer. Later on. Later on tonight. So what are the I really appreciate the super chat there too. Yeah, ABC MJ ABC Traders. That's right. Shadow banned. I can't quite read that. MJ. Yeah, government media is dying, so they want someone else to die. I mean, it's like CNN. The whole corporate media is, I see them as just collapsing. I see them as just totally like a collapsing relic. We don't need them anymore. We just don't need the likes of CNN or MSNBC. I mean, they used to be like the stable. It was like, that was where the information came from those filters. But now information's kind of coming from everywhere. So yeah, we don't need these old institutions. The media doesn't like to look stupid. Millions of dollars to push out. That's right. Absolutely. That's right. The left NGOs, professional paid protesters. That's right. I like the idea of having idiots in plain sight at all times, so I don't have to keep looking behind me. So true. Yeah, right. Laura Lou McInnes, Owens, James Woods, all banned. That's right. I mean, the censorship is just crazy. I mean, I remember when they said it first started with Alex Jones, and then, you like Alex or you don't like Alex. I mean, that's fine. But when they banned Alex, that was like, okay, and then people didn't, what was that saying? It started with Alex, and I didn't speak up, and then but it just keeps sliding. They just keep banning. The line just keeps moving. So eventually, what is it? All conservatives are going to be banned from social media because our crimes are wrongthink, and it's going to get to a point where if you don't support a certain position or a certain view, your employer is going to be contacted, and people are going to start losing jobs over over what they support politically. That's like I'll admit that is a risk. I mean, when you start up a YouTube channel, and I really just thought this channel would just stay small, a couple of hundred subs. I'd make videos now and then. It wouldn't sort of make any ripples. But then when the channel started growing, and you reach 1,000 subs, 5,000 subs, we're nearly at like 10K subs right now. Well, the thing that you're putting out these videos, and it's you're having, you're kind of having a little bit more effect than you're probably a little bit comfortable with. And eventually, is it going to come back and bite you? Is it going to bite my work? Is it going to bite, is there some activists out there going to trace back, what I do for a living? And they're going to then contact, the people that I work for and say, hey, you've got this guy. He's making these videos. He's on the center right of politics, and are they gonna then turn around and say to me, well, sorry, we can't have you as a we can't have you working on our team. We it's nothing bad, but we've got some complaints, and you've said some things, and yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of the world that we're kind of inching into, where something you said 5 years ago on some social media channel gets you fired because some journalist digs it up and throws it back at your employer and says, hey, or it comes up on whatever, some activist website, and you all of a sudden become targeted by these activists. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really worried kind of about the future that we're sort of stepping into. It's very, very kind of like a nightmarish authoritarian top-down kind of control. If you look at the Chinese, they got the Chinese social score system. That's, I think, is being like implemented right now across the tech companies. They're banning people from having bank accounts. They're banning people from social media. That what's it going to be? You go to the service station, you want to pay for some fuel, you got your debit card, and the bloke says, oh no, sorry, this card's no good. And you call up your bank, and it's like, no, sorry, you've made some bad, you made some racist posts 3 years ago, so we're cancelling your service. So I really worried this is the world that we're going into, controlled by these lunatic authoritarians on the left. This is what worries me, and something's got to turn around. Where people, if you're on the right of politics, you're not racist. You're just normal. We really need to stand our ground. They have a ban, and someone brought up the Soph channel. I don't know if you've seen the. Has anyone watched the videos from Soph? If I want to put a topic out there, if anyone's, I'm not sure how quick the messaging that I'm seeing here is to what I'm saying. I think there's a little bit of a delay. So if I'm Soph, she's a 14-year-old girl on YouTube, and she had her YouTube channel, and it was it was edgy, and but all of a sudden it got picked up by the media. She's had, of course, she's 500, 600, 700,000 views. And I think she had 800,000 views when Mark Dice made a video of it, and I think she's over 1 million views right now. But YouTube have basically, I think they basically nerfed her channel. Shadow Band Biggles. That's so. Some of the the videos that she made. Okay, you could obviously tell that it was script. That she was reading somebody else's words. I mean, a 14-year-old kid. The wording was so meticulously brilliant. I don't think a 14-year-old could think up of like concepts like that. She made the video when she was dressed in a hijab, and it was crushing. It was mind blowing, the dialogue in that video. I mean, I think you have to go to BitChute because YouTube have completely. I think they deleted. I think they totally deleted that video. But if you go to BitChute and something about she's in a hijab, she just hit so many marks. She just hit so many marks. I mean, and then it's no wonder that the left, the leftist media just totally freaked out over Soph. You've got this, and then they're like blaming it on YouTube, saying YouTube, you do this, and the truth bomb she was dropping in that video about Islam and about the culture and about the media was just mind-blowing. I mean, I wish I could have said half the things that she said in that video. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. Agreed about Facebook. How are you doing, brother? Enjoy the meme. Andrew? Yeah, doing great. Exactly. Acting like China authoritarians. I mean, that's where it's all going. That's where I see the future. That's why I'm kind of like saying, we've all got to stand up, and we've all got to become activists. We can't just. I'm not just going to sit back. I mean, they'll probably like ban this channel in a year or so. I mean, and bad things are probably going to happen. They'll ban this channel. They'll attack my work. I mean, but I just can't sit back and just cop it, kind of thing. We've all got to. I think we've all got to become activists now. We've all got to fight back. Everyone on the right. Build YouTube channels, create YouTube channels, amplify messages of freedom. This is like the fight. This is the fight for the future. I remember if you're I meant the old Alex thing. If you're hearing this, you are the resistance or something. I always thought that was just a little bit hyperbolic and over the top and a little bit dramatic, but I really think it's true. Then if everyone who is listening to this now, if your views are on the right of politics and you're watching this, you are the resistance. And I am the resistance. We are the resistance. We are the real resistance to the tyranny, global tyranny. I read an article about, George Soros, and they were pushing the European Union for completely open borders. They're being brazen about it. They want open borders everywhere. Why do they want open borders? They want open borders because they want to centralize power. They want to remove sovereignty. That's why nationalism is a bad word. I consider myself a nationalist in the sense of the word, what the word was. The word was I love my country. I'm proud of my country. I would defend my country. But nationalism these days is apparently you're racist. If you're a nationalist, you're a racist. You hate people of all whatever color who aren't your color. No, I love everyone, but I love my country. I love my culture, and that makes me bad. And what they want to do is they want to knock down nationalism. They want to knock down sovereignty. No national sovereignty. They want to bring power. They want to centralize power. Take sovereignty away from nations and centralize that power up into that's only controlled by a few. And you want to they want the new world order. I'm not a conspiracy guy with the new world order and the Illuminati. I don't know much about the Illuminati, to be honest. But I'm not that kind of guy. But they definitely want to bring in centralized power around the world. They want to knock down all the power structures that are there now. They want all countries to even have the Pope coming out saying that some countries have to give up sovereignty to solve these big problems. Soros, they're talking about we have to knock down borders to help the immigrants. It's always like don't think about the immigrants. It's always they're bringing in world government. It's the centralization of power. And people think, that's a crazy conspiracy. Man, it's not. It's it's happening all around us, and it's accelerating right now. We're seeing, especially throughout Europe, and that kind of thing like freaks me out a little bit. They really do push for this centralization of power. Soros is out there just blatantly naked about this idea. They don't want countries to be sovereign. They don't want countries to have borders. And why do you think the Democrats are going completely ape over Donald Trump's border? Donald Trump's border wall. I mean, it's like 5 years ago, all the Democrats were like, borders are good, and all of a sudden what happens? Switch. Soros says borders are bad. All the little Democrat lackeys all got to fall in line. Borders is all of a sudden a terrible thing. It's the whole situation. I love. Need to say in their country. I love legal immigration. I love legal immigration. I love what Trump said. This is one of my big issues too. A big, beautiful wall with a big, beautiful door. And control who comes into your country. You want the best people coming into your country to immigrate. You want people who are employable, who are going to contribute to the economy. You don't want people coming in who can't speak the language. You don't want people coming into your country who are going to be a drain on your welfare system. You want people coming into your country who are going to contribute to the economy, because the more people you bring into the country, the bigger your economy becomes. And if these people are contributing into the economy, they're working, they're paying taxes, they're buying, I think that's a net positive for the economy. Anyway, but my approach is a big, beautiful wall with a big, beautiful door. And control the immigration. A country has the right to control who comes in. Independent. Absolutely. As soon as I heard and subscribed, the next thing I know, over 150,000 new subscribers. I don't know who you're talking about there. I totally agree about George Soros and why he hasn't been arrested. Everyone knows he is one, I assume. I'm going to have to get this text a little bit bigger. I could support reparations just so I wouldn't stop the excuses. Global warming. It is a hoax. Donald Trump is on team Robert Mercer, Hillary's old friend. Alex Jones is someone who read voraciously and knows history. That's right. I mean, I definitely think Alex was the canary in the coal mine. I actually officially started this channel. I set it up on YouTube the day after Alex Jones got mass banned across. I think it was like YouTube. I think Twitter held out for a little bit. It was like YouTube, Facebook, and then all the little suppliers for his organization. I think it was like the comment suppliers. Everyone just sort of fell in line and started mass banning Alex Jones. And that I realized, heck, they're silencing Alex. Everyone, we've all got to stand up. We've all got to stand up and have our voice. So I think it was like in August that Alex got banned. Pardon me. But it's like the next day I set up this channel, and in January, like 3 months later, I uploaded the first video. Spent about a month looking for formats, the way I could make videos, and I settled on the format of I didn't want to put my face in the video. I mean, originally I didn't want to put my face in the video because, you make yourself vulnerable. Man, I could have made the channel completely anonymous with, VPNs, and I'm I very easily could have made, backtracking, back to me, like extremely, extremely difficult. But no, I think you got to put your face out there. And if you're thinking about building a channel, you don't have to do that. You can make the channel anonymous. But I wanted to put my face out there. It's like putting skin in the game, and it's a risk. It's a risk when you put your face out there. It's strange. But when I started this channel, I really didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't tell my friends. I didn't announce it on my personal Facebook. I don't post these videos on my personal Facebook because, my personal Facebook I try to keep it as politics free as possible. I don't try and get involved in a lot of politics there. But yeah, I just posted the videos out, and it started getting views. You started getting subscribers. YouTube then starts, promoting it because people are watching it, and then you just organically grow like a base. And I've had people who are my friends that say, "Hey, I saw a video of you." It's like, I never told you about that. No, it just came across my feed, and I was like, man, that's it. I think that's incredible that someone can just like comes across a video of mine that I've made, and because our interests kind of align, and the videos they're watching on YouTube. Yeah, so the content kind of like finds the people who will support that content. Yeah. Clinton's emails were about thanks Waterford Wharf. Appreciate the tip, mate. Clinton's emails were about Libya gold, 120 tons of armor, and Clinton stole it. 100% fact. All gold is an offshore account. Wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at the least. Clinton. What I could talk for hours about that witch. I mean, such a beautiful moment when she lost the election. I don't know if you remember, Hillary was on a plane, and the reporter, and the context of the whole thing was, they didn't think Trump would concede if he lost. Coming into the last days of the election, and they're like, "Oh, Trump's not going to concede if he loses." And then the reporter actually asks Hillary Clinton. They're in the back of the plane. Hillary's sort of standing in the corridor there. They ask Hillary, "Well, will you concede if you lose?" And she just laughed, looked at the reporter, and went, it was like, and she had no comprehension. She had no idea. It wasn't even an idea in her head that she was going to lose. All the polls and everything, of course, it was all about, she was so far in front. She was like 90% chance of winning. They didn't even have a concession speech written on the night. So yeah, for her to lose that night and totally lose her mind in the hotel room, that was one of the top 20 best nights of my life. Just seeing all that happen. Seeing Podesta go out there and address the crowd, tell the crowd to go home. That was a magnificent time. So we'll go through some more of the comments. Trump has mingled with many people in the past, and many people have had their hand out to him. Of course, he donated. That's nothing new. The Philippines have banned Soros from their country. Oh, yeah. Their president said that there's a special place in hell for Soros. If he comes to his country, he'll feel obligated to send him there. Yeah, you got a pretty full-on president over there in the Philippines. I mean, his crackdown on drugs was that? That's like hardcore, man. That is like super hardcore. Yeah, and yes. Independent. Donald Trump has joined forces with Robert Mercer. I'm not sure who I have heard of Robert Mercer. That's all the American people want. Come in legal. I love Trump. So yeah, what do you think of Trump's? Whether I'm feeling down, I watched the Young Turks election night coverage meltdown. Yeah, there's a couple of great compilation, like videos that people put together about the Young Turks. I used to watch the Young Turks a little bit because I like being challenged. I like it when my ideas kind of get challenged by someone else, and I think that's when you make your ideas strong. Because if you're a boxer and you don't have anyone to fight against, you're not going to become a great boxer. But if my ideas, I like to put them up against like other ideas that are opposing my ideas. So I think that's I think we need a lot more of that. We've got Rock Hard. What a great name. My birthday falls on election days the same year, so Clinton losing was like the best birthday present ever. She still hasn't got over it. She still hasn't. I don't think she's fully conceded. I don't think she's actually acknowledged that it was her. It was her fault. And the whole the Russia collusion thing. That all came from the Clinton camp. That was just bullshit put out there from the Clinton camp through their media assets, and it was just the Steele dossier being completely fabricated. That was just opposition research paid for by the Hillary Clinton campaign that the FBI used to get search warrants, to wiretap the Trump. That is just insane. It's insane what they've done to Trump. Anyway, I don't want to go down too far down there. Imagine what our country would be like today. The same thing Obama did for 8 years. It's funny, I had someone actually say that, I watched a video that they claimed that Donald Trump was a time traveler, and he came back and he saved the world from Hillary Clinton. Because it's like, and when you think about it, Trump, there was no way in the world he was supposed to win that election. He was not supposed to win that election. Hillary Clinton was supposed to win the election. I mean, the whole plan, Hillary Clinton was supposed to win the election. She's teamed up with George Soros. Everything was on track. The whole plan was being rolled out. Everything. I think the world would look like an incredibly different place right now had Hillary Clinton actually won the election. They'd be rolling out I think government level, like authoritarian controls, but now it's kind of like those same controls are being rolled out over tech companies. So hey, maybe it's not so different after all. But yeah, it's fine. I heard that. Yeah, it was just obviously it's all about humor. And yeah, Donald Trump, time traveler, came back, took away the election from Hillary Clinton, saved the planet. It's just a very interesting thought process there. AOC claims we're dying 12 years. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, great entertainment. I look on her as as sort of pure entertainment now. I don't think anyone's treating her too seriously. And as really, when she came out about the 12 years, she took that from the United Nations, global environment report, saying that we had 12 years to act on, global warming or climate change, whatever they're calling it now, before it becomes like irreversible. And that's where, and then she just kind of comes out and says like the world's going to end in 12 years. And I'm not sure whether she understood what she was reading, or she understood when she said that we have 12 years to act on climate change before it becomes like irreversible, and she thought that was where the world ends, where it becomes irreversible. It's really hard to understand Alexandra. It's really, because she's not smart. She's really, really dull. And, she's got all her aides around her. She's got her staff. She's got, her whole campaign. It was not this grassroots thing. It was just as Democrats came in, they made all the very flash videos for her. She's just like this Jenny from the block, hometown girl kind of thing, fighting the big establishment. But yeah, nothing. She is dull. She is like, half her tweets are written by her staff, and she's a very much a puppet controlled by just as Democrats. So yeah, I would love to see like AOC debate someone on the right, and in like a full on debate. But she's not, because she's not smart. She's not quick. She's dull. She's quick on Twitter because that's her staff. But you put her in front of like TV cameras and you make it live, I mean, that girl will die. Politically, she will die right there. Yeah. AOC, Trump isn't flooding America with illegals. They have been here and the left has ignored it. That's right. Obviously, the left want to use illegal immigration to build up their voting bloc. I've heard you have some really good meth, Cave Beast. I don't do that TV show anymore. I retired from TV. I'm doing YouTube now. YouTube isn't perfect, but heck, mate. Trump. Trump isn't perfect. Nobody is perfect, but sure as heck he's made our country better. Too bad the idiots in this house will not help. And that's right. I think Trump genuinely loves America. Trump wants people to do well. Doesn't see people in black or white, doesn't play identity politics, not looking to fit the diversity quota or whatever in hiring. I think Trump I think he sees green. I think he sees money. I think he just wants everyone to have a good life, everyone to get a job, everyone to be happy. I think he's real simplistic, real simple like that. And AOC can't write for herself. No, that's right. Hard Rock, AOC, all her staffers are mainly running her Twitter. she doesn't have much to do there with her Twitter. AOC is a puppet for Genk. That's right. Yeah. As you know, Genk from the Young Turks started Justice Democrats, or was one of the founding members of Justice Democrats. So yeah, and he obviously he retired, or he was kicked out of Justice Democrats when those blog posts that he made like 10 years ago about, I don't know, stuff about women, when he was younger. It was stupid stuff to bring up in that long ago. And, he left the Justice Democrats. But, I think it's pretty clear that he was, he's still calling the shots. He's still working with them behind the scenes. He's still very powerful. They still use the Young Turks YouTube account to push Justice Democrats. So yeah, no, he's still very involved in there. What do we got? Independent. I remember back in November when we were saying caravan was spreading because it was a crisis, and the media and everyone said it was untrue. And here we are now. That's right. There is a crisis on the border. It's insane to think that that there's no crisis down there. In some ways, like the left is mirroring the right. If we, I'll use the climate change. The left is like, oh, it's a crisis. We've got to do something about it right now. And the right's like, maybe not so much in a crisis. And then you got the right saying, oh, the migrant caravan is a crisis. We've got to do something about it right now. And the left is over here saying, maybe not so much about there. So, each side of politics kind of has its, biases towards certain policies or and that sort of thing. So, I think that we should be working towards better energy sources than coal, renewables. I love renewables. I love nuclear power. I think we have to embrace nuclear power. If we want to get rid of coal-fired power stations, we have to embrace nuclear power. And that's just the only way around it. Trump is crushing Christians in America. Not sure how. Pelosi looks half dead. The videos of Pelosi coming out with like a slurred speech. That was just mind blowing. Pelosi has many accomplishments. I like that. There's a YouTube creator. I forget where he makes the videos where he puts the heads on and he makes like a little. I can't remember his name. I would have given him a shout out in here, but yeah. Take Waterford Wolf. Nadler looked like he had a stroke last night. That was a funny. When he's just. I think he had the New York mayor was like trying to give him some water. Say, you right, mate, you can have this water, and he put it all down to it was hot. He's an old guy. He's an old guy. He's not going to be around much long. Have you seen pictures of him where he wears his pants up really high? It's like that to me is like insane. Anyway, you're mentioning white lines and Hunter Biden is going to join the Hunter Biden. Yeah, let me just Hunter Biden. Yeah, he likes the cocaine apparently. Watched a few John Ward videos about Hunter Biden. By the way, if you John Ward, I love that guy's channel. Nadler, Kevin from New York, Dems allow killing of children on the first day. That's right. I must admit, when the last probably a week or two, putting videos on the channel, they're mainly all about the abortion issue. And after a while, that issue kind of, that issue just gets kind of like depressing to talk about all the time. Even though we had the whole sex strike, that was hilarious. Alyssa Milano comes out. They're all going on sex strike. Well, totally support that. If the left can have a sex strike for one generation, we will solve most of the issues we have right now. But yeah, the New York and those states, they're pushing for abortion up to birth, and even when the baby is born, let's keep the baby comfortable, and we'll have a chat with the doctor. That to me is just insane. And you have people on and then when you have Georgia's heartbeat bill, which I think is very sensible. I think it's a sensible bill. And you have Alabama brought out some very tough abortion controls, and it's like I saw a meme, and it's like to the left, don't worry, we're not coming for your abortions. We're just looking for some abortion control. And that's of course a mirror to the the left's meme. We're not coming after your guns. We just want gun control. So the right wants abortion control, and the left wants gun control. And that's kind of one of those issues where you have the mirror, where we're absolutely opposing sides are there. But I don't understand the kind of moral indignation or the moral outrage from people on the left. Some people on like my personal Facebook page have just gone, if you support these new abortion laws, defriend me or whatever it is. Man, that's some extreme. You're really getting extreme there. I find that hard to see how someone can get so end friendships over this sort of thing. Anyway, I want a drinking contest with Pelosi. I won't be putting any money on it. John Waters a champion. Don't let your memes become dreams. Nadler looked like he was going into shock that day. Was that when Nadler found out that Trump was going to be like full disclosure on everything that went into the Russian collusion? He's told Barr pretty much release everything. And that old saying, if you try and take the king out and you don't miss because this is Trump's turn now. Trump's going to, they're going to come after all the people that put the fake Steele dossier together. They're going to start rolling out indictments to people involved in the FBI who put that. It was a coup attempt. They tried to take Trump down and they failed. And this is why they're scared at the moment. I think Hillary Clinton should be scared too. The Vatican needs to be shut down. That Pope is evil. Amanda. The channel is called United Spot. That's right. Thank you very much. Always someone in the comment. Always someone in the comments will bring up, what it was. The United Spot. Yeah, he has some really cool videos. He puts a little talking heads onto the scenes, and I love the way he does Pelosi. It's like Eric Cartman. I think he does the Eric Cartman. Right? I can't do Eric Cartman. But the way he does the audio for Pelosi is like a drunk Eric Cartman. I think it's absolutely hilarious. I love that guy's channel. After the farming, there is always after farming there is always a cull or a harvest. Gun control is hitting what you shoot at. John Ward. Gun control is hitting what you shoot at. I like that, Slim. It's in inverted Earth. It's not a moral outrage. It seems like a demonic outrage. We have special laws here in America where I wish the chat wouldn't move on me as I'm reading it, because chat's hard enough for me to read as well. More guns, less abortion sounds like a win-win to me. Amanda, good. Hey, I lost many friends when I supported Trump. Wow. That is sad. To me, that is really sad. And you got that Jeff Daniels, he's that actor. He came out and he said, if Trump wins another term, it's the end of democracy. What a wanker. What an absolute wanker that guy is. He's kind of an actor that I kind of like, that I can't really remember what. I think he was in Dumb and Dumber. He's in a lot of those movies. But And he was talking about, seeing people on his Facebook who are like supporting the president. It's like, oh, okay, you're one of those Trumpers. As if a Trump guy has got two heads or something, and we're just normal people. And this is what the illusion that they're trying to put out there, that if you're supporting Trump, then you're somehow racist, you're a homophobe, you're a xenophobe, you're everything phobe. And when it's the opposite is true. When that's just so. And then people losing. And this post here, I lost many friends when I supported Trump. I find that sad. But in a way, if these people ditched you because you support a political candidate, it's their loss. Digital Hunter 42, their loss, mate. But I've got. Yes, definitely. Even people on my Facebook, I see them, pushing out all this, even up to the election, all this anti-Trump hysteria. And there was anyone who supports Trump get off my Facebook page, defriend me now, lose my number, unfollow me. The rhetoric that they're putting out there is just insane. And all of the lies that the media has spun about Trump, to me, I mean, personally, I wouldn't probably like to sit down and have a beer with Trump. Personally, I don't really like him. He's too over the top for me. His personality is too loud. But I like his policies. I like him politically more than I like him personally. I like where he stands on borders. I like where he stands on, as a nation. I like where he stands on how you love your country. I like where he stands on people, getting people jobs, lifting people out of poverty without the need of like government programs. I like where he stands on that. I like where he stands on a lot of these like basic issues. But as a person, though, he's just kind of, I probably don't like him personally, but I do like him very much politically. Okay, we'll keep going with the chats. How can people see that left is not see the left desperate right now and what they're doing to try to cover up? That's right. I mean, Nancy Pelosi brings out the word cover up. Okay, well, 100% this is what the left is guilty of. Okay, this is what is that? Rules for radicals. That's good. That's why I got water, because I cough. Sorry, rules for radicals. Accuse your enemies of the very things. What is that? I'm paraphrasing now. Accuse your enemies of the very things that you're guilty of. So Nancy Pelosi is coming out saying Trump's involved in a cover-up. Well, no, the Democrats Party's involved in a cover-up. Hillary Clinton's involved in a cover-up. Probably the biggest cover-up in American political history. So whatever they're accusing Trump of, that's what they're guilty of. They're accusing Trump of Russian collusion. Hillary Clinton's campaign was colluding with the Russians. You can be 100% sure about that. Everything they accuse Trump of, they're guilty of. Good for you, John. Stick to your beliefs. The lefts are just doing what others. Comey is shaking. Keith Duncan, anti-Semin laws in Florida. I think you meant anti-Semitism. Did you mean anti-Semitism laws in Florida? Yep. Look at the PM Theresa May stepping down in the UK. Man, I don't like swear on this channel, but what a shit show Brexit was. I mean, what an absolute, what the heck happened there, UK? Well, I mean, people voted for something and it hasn't happened. I mean, 3 years later, that's almost like you should accept the decision, accept who won. The Brexit, they won. The Brexit, leave the EU, but they're still there and they're voting in the EU elections right now. I find the whole thing I find the whole thing just absolutely insane that they're not enacting. Just leave the EU. Just leave the EU and just do this. Just say bye. We're gone. Whatever happens, but we're gone. I really don't understand why it's taken 3 years. Yeah, and the Theresa May stepping down. Good. I thought she was horrible. This is absolutely horrible. You've got more likes than watchers. So true at the Independent. Jeff Daniels is losing it. Yeah, he was in Dumb and Dumber and now he's acting that part again. Yeah, very true. And not the Dems in power, but the people who voted for them. How can they not see that this is a desperate deflection? That's right, they're deflecting. They tried to take Trump down. They swung and they missed. And now it's retribution. Now Trump's going to come after them. Now it's like, I saw a meme and it's like, now Trump's saying, well, now it's my turn now. So yeah, he's going to come after them. And I think it's good for Trump. Trump, going on the attack. They say that the best defense is a good offense. So Trump going on the attack against Democrats coming up into the next 2020 election. I think that's a good look for Trump. I think that's will really make Trump's base. That'll get Trump's base wound up as well. Freedom isn't free. Oh, thanks so much, mate. Love your channel. CNN is having major layoffs. Yes, thank you. CNN. What a total crap network. CNN is. CNN. They used to be just about the news. They really used to be a news channel. It was about reporting the news, but they just became a propaganda network for the Clinton campaign. They're just putting out. They may as well change it to the Clinton News Network. This was just. They're just dishing out propaganda every night, and the people are sick of it. The people just want maybe if the major news just got back to doing news, and sure they do opinion, but keep their news and opinion separate. I mean, everything became about opinion. The news was all about opinion now. I mean, just if you're gonna do news, okay? So it's not like CNN is just a propaganda and a propaganda outlet. No wonder. And they're trying to serve the left. The left, their ratings are in the toilet right now. They're laying off hundreds of people. People have taken like voluntary, like redundant payment or whatever they call them, like when they leave just voluntarily. BBC is the government. That's right. They control the media. You make me. Yes, we are made to feel dirty. That's true. If you're on the right of politics, I mean, it's almost something that you have to be ashamed of. It's almost something that you're not allowed to talk about in public, or you're not allowed to. It's like you've got leprosy. It's like you've got political leprosy, and you have to be ashamed if you support Trump, if you support his policies. You have to be ashamed. You can't talk about it in your workplace, or you might get fired. There's people who have been fired for supporting Trump, and I think that's just so insanely wrong, and it's just anti-freedom, anti-American as well. Brexit would have happened if they had someone who actually wanted to leave the negotiate. Yeah, that's right. Theresa May, she wasn't on the leave side, and she came in and basically just sabotaged the whole thing. Yeah, that to me, the whole Brexit situation is just. I couldn't get my head around how brazen the whole thing is. How out in the open they were about screw the will of the people. The people spoke. The people said that we're going to, that we want Brexit. We want to leave the EU. And all the politicians, the politicians there who are in power, they're like, no, we don't want that. So basically, it's not going to happen. And they've just like stalled it, and they blocked it. PM part of Russian collusion, UK named. Amanda and a hell of a drinking problem mixed with pills. Nadler probably has diabetes. He used to be, I can't read that word there. I met a man on the stair yesterday. He was not there tomorrow. I hope he was there like he was there yesterday. Trump's speech in Ireland next week will be legendary. I'll be there. A million people are going to turn up. Yeah. Leave it. AOC thinks cauliflower is racist. I tried to track that AOC cauliflower. She's talking about how you must grow foods that are socially acceptable in that area. And you can see the whole team, they're like, oh, what are you going to grow in your garden? What are you growing in the garden? Can't just grow anything. You might offend somebody. All of a sudden, there's all these rules for growing veggies that I never knew politics kind of was in the veggie garden. I mean, I've got a veggie garden. I've got like 4 veggie pods out the back, and there's really not much growing in them right now. But I'm like, if I'm going to grow something, I just want to know what time of year is best to grow this certain thing. I don't care about what culture am I appropriating if I grow this? What was the history of this food? Is this food more aligned to another culture? Should I not grow this food because I might offend somebody? I didn't realize there was all these intersectionality rules about veggies. And so, yeah, Alexandra really taught me that. And I thought that was insane how she's going on about cauliflower is not the right thing to grow because are they culturally appropriating cauliflower? Or is it part of colonialism or something like that? Yeah, AOC for very dumb. Robert Mercer did create the UK. I'm going to get a cauliflower to go with the roast pork tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I love cauliflower. I may, when I'm like training, I will go to like meat, cauliflower, broccoli, and sweet potato. And that's like pretty much what I'll eat. My dinners will be the cauliflower, broccoli, sweet potato, and steak. And the old the old meat and three veg. That's pretty much my diet. And I don't know if like cauliflower is like I'm racially appropriating cauliflower from another culture. I like cauliflower because it's got just full of like it's jam packed with nutrients. Same with broccoli and cauliflower, and sweet potato is a really fantastic carbohydrate, but it doesn't spike the blood sugars. But it's a good carbohydrate. So yeah, I love the carbohydrate. They're all arguing about what to eat and dead babies in the Middle East. That's right. Shadow Band, Rob Mueller. I'm going for a cauliflower to go with roast pork tomorrow. Independent, Harwood. I am bald-headed. I have hair on my back, and I believe that men are not women, and I am a woman. How could you say that men cannot be women? What a totally wrong thought thing for you to dare say that men cannot be women, sir. That will cost you your job. That will cost you. You will be locked up for that thing for saying something like that. There was some guy on his Facebook. I was reading a story. He just put in a comment on his Facebook that, yeah, men cannot be women. And like 4 days later, he's sacked from his job because some activist got upset, triggered some activist that they approached the company and they basically said, you got to sack this guy because he's guilty of wrongthink. So that sort of stuff is terrifying to me. AOC is a boilerplate. Do not pay attention to that. Got a new independent results, 2100 Sunday UK time. Yeah, it's funny how in the UK, in those elections over there, they're not allowed to release like exit polls because of the whole time that it takes for the process. So they don't want people's votes to be influenced by like previous kind of like exit polling and that sort of thing. So I thought that was really interesting. We've got here, her teeth are white. Brian Snyder, I get fries at Wendy's. Amanda, AOC doesn't know crap. She knows nothing about history. She has been asked a question about other countries, and she's never even heard, and she can't answer. But no, she's not an expert in these affairs. Yeah, squash is repressive. Again from New York. I'm so embarrassed. I think she's got some primary people running against her in the primaries too. Yeah, you can't change your DNA. Get more hair. I would do as well. Yeah. So. Yeah. Trump. I didn't know Trump was going to Ireland next week. It'd be interesting to see how he's received over there. It's like the media, with the way that they're trying to perceive Trump as like racist and Islamophobic and everything, and how it's just all kind of like, just totally backfiring. So, yeah, what do you see about like come 2020? Who will Trump run against? Let me put the question out on the floor. I think Trump runs against Biden or Bernie. Biden, if you believe the polls right now, creepy Uncle Joe Biden, he's polling at like 40%. Everyone else is polling it at like 1% and all this sort of thing. And the next, this could be a Biden-Bernie ticket, or are we going to get like a Biden? It's got to be some like a black woman in there. It's got to be it's got to be some. They got to play the identity politics in there. They're not going to be able to put. Obviously, they're not going to be able to put two white men, two old white men at the top of the, as the Democrat ticket. I mean, that would be a scream for the party that espouses, identity politics, and for two old rich white men, and Biden and Bernie are rich. Don't think for a moment that they're not wealthy. These guys are super rich. I mean, Joe Biden's super rich. Bernie is millionaire many times over, and what he says because he wrote a book or something. AOC would make a fortune as a, I would say that. Independent ahead, still worse than that. Jesse Helms, Creepy Joe is done. Well, is he done? I would have thought he was done when they come out with all the hair sniffing and when it came out with all the weird stuff he was doing, on there. But he's kind of like, he's still going. He's still polling strong. So yeah, I thought he would have. I thought he would have. I thought that would have knocked him out. And then you got Beto, Jesse Helms. I think Clinton will attempt a comeback sometime in the fall. That's a really interesting. That's a really interesting line of thought. I think I would probably agree with that as well. I think the Hillary Clinton's lust for power, there's no end. She has not given up on she's not given up on the presidency. I don't think she has given up on the presidency. I would probably put down $1,000 that she was going to wait until the Democrats, half of them have fallen out, half of them are tired, half of them have run out of money, and then she will pounce. Okay, she will pounce with the big money. She will pounce with the big donors. She will pounce, and I think she will. I think come August, in three or four, a couple of months' time, she will pounce when a lot of the candidates are a little bit weary. She will kind of pounce in towards the end, and I wouldn't be surprised. It would not be surprised. Did you hear it? Biden loves to get his hands on. Yeah, Biden is a sexual predator. Biden can definitely not win. Biden, he'll choose Hillary as vice president. Maybe Hillary comes in and maybe she chooses a woman and she's like a two women kind of like a ticket. She will, if Hillary does jump into the race, I see she'll probably choose a black woman. And it may be like, she will choose a black woman because she wants to get her diversity quota up. Possibly, if she could choose a black lesbian, that would probably, although you can't have two lesbians running on the ticket. I'm not sure how that would work. But, So, I think I would not rule Hillary out for 2020. I think she's ambitious. So her lust for power knows no limit, no end. And can't run if she's under indictment. That's right. Yes. Hillary 2020. I'm with the herd. I mean, yeah, I'm with herd. So, yeah. No, I think I definitely wait and see. Hillary is going to be a late entry into the campaign, and she's just going to pounce in when everyone is kind of weak. And it's going to come out of nowhere, and she's going to come in with the big money, it will be like, and then she will pick that, the black woman or a black man to be her VP. Biden's new book available on Shampoo. It's called Underage Shampoo. LA homelessness was on InfoWars in Beirut 1994. Crazy left is destroying the states. That's right, all their policies are really destroying cities. Trump in a landslide 2020 and beyond. Mark Cuban might make a run for it. Yeah, there's talk about Mark Cuban as well. I think what we'll see is a couple of who would drive the pickup truck. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were some other candidates that jumped in down a little bit later down, as they're just seeing how the whole landscape is sifting right now. Need to choose who's the most woke. Well played, me on the left, and beautiful people. I will bid you adieu. Getting close to dinner. Thanks, Independent, for joining on the stream. I appreciate your comments. I say that to a woman. Bernie for hospice 2020. That's right. Bernie's old. He's like 77 or something like that. I think the guy is just, is way too old. And yeah, everything. I was in Beirut in 1984. Who will drive the pickup truck? Yeah. No, I definitely see. I definitely see Hillary coming into the lineup, and yeah, I can't see her taking Bernie. I can't see her taking Biden. she's got to go for she's going to have to go for a black. She's going to have to go for a black man or a black woman, preferably a black gay man. I think would be the best pick as far as the rules of identity politics goes. It would have to be, definitely it would have to be a black gay man, or possibly a black trans man. Or she needs to tick a few boxes there with intersectional with identity politics, because she is a rich old white woman. So that's very much against her. So she has to balance out the scales of identity politics by choosing a black. She's definitely going to have to choose a black man or a black woman. Tulsi, the gun grabber, will come in at last minute. Tulsi, I wouldn't rule Tulsi out. She's got some good policies. But she's also got some bad policies as well. I remember when the Russia Mueller released his investigation, or Barr released the report, said no collusion, no obstruction. Tulsi came out and said we should be glad about this. We should move on. So I give her props for that. But obviously she's got a lot of other crap policies I don't like about. Oprah might jump the shark. What do you think? Oprah gets into politics. Running mate for Hillary Clinton. Oprah and Hillary Clinton. Powerful. That could be a powerful ticket. Hillary and Michelle Obama. Michael Obama. There you go. There's your trans. There's your trans woman there with Michael. So Hillary and Michelle Obama. You have got that. That would be a powerful ticket. That would be a very powerful ticket to take. And Trump. That would be Jussie Smollett, Don Jr. 2024. But condescending Camilla at East. So we're talking about Hillary and Michael or Michelle Obama. Write that one down. That could be the ticket. And I think that whoever does win the Democratic nomination, they're not there now. They will come in a little bit later, and it would not surprise me if it was it was Michelle Obama and Hillary. Hillary for Gitmo 2020. Yes, that would be absolutely amazing. Oh, Kamala is a woman. Louder with crowd are priceless. Bernie hosts. I was crying. Michelle nailed it. Camilla so dirty. Trump will tear her up. Hillary and they do. They hate each other. That's a good. I wonder as I wonder. You've actually raised a really good comment there about Michelle Obama. She hates Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton and the Obamas. They're at war during the last election when they dragged in Michelle Obama to stump for Hillary. And she didn't want to be there. She didn't want to be working for Hillary at all. It's crazy how I've got a couple of dots on the screen behind me. I don't. Where is it? It's over here. There's these dots. Oh, sorry, let me just change something here for a second. I don't know where the dots are coming from. The dots are coming from somewhere. Anyway, won't worry about that too much. Yeah, but Michelle Obama, they hate each other. Those two, Michelle and Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton, just hate each other. But would they come together to defeat Donald Trump? Yes, I think they would. I think they would. But they would probably come together to defeat, to try and take on Donald Trump. No big Michael, she is the Antichrist. Biden and Bernie, but Trump will crush them. Kevin isn't the boomer, he is too young. I like how you covered your ass on the Michael thing, or Michelle. My impression of Bernie Sanders, give me all your money so I can give it to... Bernie's a redistributor guy. Let's take it all in and let's hand it all out. I think someone said, was it Bill de Blasio, the problem is the wrong people have the money. There's plenty of money out there, but the wrong people have got it. So the money ended up into the hands of the wrong people. So, tax them at extremely high rates and then redistribute that money to the right people. So the right people there being the most people who will vote for you. David Hogg 2020. That kid, and that kid came on the scene. What you could not create a more annoying, he just bursts onto the scene. He wasn't even at the shooting. When the shooting took place, I read that he was at home and he heard there was a shooting at his school and he got on his bike and he took his camera to the school. I mean, it's just totally exploiting the situation. His mum worked in media. I think his mum worked for CNN or something like that. Yeah, I mean, totally exploited the whole situation, to become like a gun activist and, just total cringe. Everything he does is just cringe, just massive cringe. And, and you weren't allowed to say anything negative against him because he was like a miner or something like that. And you weren't allowed to talk about miners. And, they came down hard on Alex Jones when he was talking about, David Hogg. He was like, that was back when he had a YouTube channel. So, and I think they gave Alex a strike on his channel because they said he was like attacking David Hogg. And, he's just giving criticism to David Hogg. If David Hogg's a public figure, I should be able to give criticism. Yeah, sun rays on curtains. That's right, Michael. It's just 8 o'clock here, so the sun's sort of coming up into my office here. Yeah. What we got here? UFO over your left shoulder. That's right. We've got an unidentified. Can't work this in the. There we go. Over here. Yeah. So there you go. But it's just a little bit of sunlight. It's not gonna. Yeah, it won't hurt. Mayor Pete in blackface. Is Pete Buttigieg? His only claim to fame is, hey guys, I'm gay. Is what, and he looks like that guy out of Mad Magazine. What a absolute loser that guy looks like. I mean, he's like, hi guys, I'm gay. And that's pretty much where he's at. He's with everyone knows he's gay. And, Cory Booker, what a meme that guy is, Spartacus. I love the way that when they present him in some memes, he's in like the Spartacus outfit and everything. And the nonsense that guy. Yeah, Cory Booker is a complete wanker, is an absolute 100% verified wanker. Milkshake survivors. Yeah, what's going on over there in the UK with all the, the left throwing milkshakes? I mean, do they think it's like funny? Do they think it's edgy? To walk up to a politician and throw a milkshake. I'd love to see them try that over in America. Walk up to Trump. See what happens when you try that over in America. Yeah. So no, I don't agree with throwing milkshakes on politicians, because it starts off as milkshakes and then someone maybe puts some kind of acid into the thing, and next minute you're getting attacked by acid. And even like over there in the UK, Burger King was like, that they made us like a post on their social media. We're selling milkshakes this weekend, guys. We want you to like go for it, and almost like encouraging people to, they're trying to be edgy. These little leftists on their corporate social media, they're trying to be edgy. Hillary Clinton traded her backer, so she got out of the game now. Robert Mercer is Team Trump. Selective outrage seems that all left has. Sir David Eaton Hogg of Spinal Tap fame. We've gone from the greatest generation storming to the beaches to David Hogg. That's right. I mean, whatever happened to that other girl activist? He was in all the camo. She seems to have just, David Hogg, I think he was like, he got picked up by Soros, or one of Soros' organizations, who started paying him. They were flying him around to do various like events sort of thing. So, if he was kind of in it for the money, he's milking it. So, David Hogg was, doing pretty good in that respect. He's like milking his 2 seconds of fame, and he's stretched it out. He's stretched it out to this far. So yeah, I guess that's the thing. The thing is, if these people want fame, they want power, they want influence. Really don't care how they get it. And it's what they do, after they get that influence. Yeah, milkshake's better than the acid that they usually throw. The milkshake thing is awful. Yeah, I think it's terrible. UK police led Antifa groups to Tommy's rally. Yeah, and you see like Tommy's videos that they're shooting there. The crowds that are just turning up. They're regular people. They're just normal folks. And then there'd be all these wacko Antifa wankers, just total wankers, like dressed in the masks and everything. They look like they're out of like a horror movie or something. And that's like, they're screaming and they're calling Tommy racist and all this sort of thing. That I find the situation just totally insane. I don't believe Tommy's perfect. He's not a perfect guy. I'm not a perfect guy. No one's a perfect guy. I don't believe Tommy's racist. I don't believe he's like phobic of any kind. He's just a regular guy. Just a regular guy standing up, seeing what's going on and having his say. So yeah, I don't think they like him because of that. And yeah, I hope he wins a seat. Burger King's about to fold. They're trying to get millennials' attention. Vegans might buy milkshakes. Catalan something. Robert Mercer is crushing Soros right now. Send all profits to me. We love Tommy and Avi here in America. Yeah, I mean, Avi's got a lot of support. Got a lot of support here in Australia as well. Tommy Robinson's got a lot of support here in Australia. Don't let the media. I think our government has officially banned him or something like that. But don't let that fool you that that Tommy Robinson came to Australia. He'd have a lot of support here, and not from the far right, the Nazis or whatever, the 12 Nazis that exist in Australia. But just from the average people in the street, the regular guys, the normal guys like me, working class. I support Tommy's. I support Tommy's right to speech more than I support probably everything that he says. I want to let this guy speak. Yeah, UK is a disgrace. I would sit down with Tommy and have a beer. We'll talk about some issues. We're not going to agree on every issue. We would probably disagree on probably like half and half or whatever. I would gladly sit down and have a chat. And he's probably like, he would just sit down and have a chat. He would have a beer with someone. It just seems like a regular guy to me. Happy Memorial Day to American brothers and sisters. Remember, price paid for your freedom. It's funny, I did see on one of my Facebook today, someone sent a picture and there was a wife and she had a little baby. I mean, it really, almost like it just really just brought a tear to my eye. And she was at the grave, the cemetery of her husband, and she put down a blanket, and she had the little baby, there, and she was just laying down on top of like the grave, and she was laying down on top of the grave, and she had her. It looked like about a 9-10 month-year-old baby in the in the little bassinet thing. And yeah, she was just had a blanket there, and she was just lying down on top of the grave. That was really, it really moved me. And yeah, so yeah, happy Memorial Day to all. Sorry, folks, to American brothers and sisters. Remember the price paid for your freedom. I'm 50 on Saturday, 1st of June, and I can't believe how many things have changed in the last 30 years. Oh, no, I'm just gonna grab something. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Sorry, I'm 50 on 1st of June, and I can't believe how things have changed in the UK. I remember that the government protected Salman Rushdie after the Satanic Verses. I mean, that's right. I remember back when he wrote Satanic Verses, and that was like free speech. And could you imagine him trying to, them doing something like that now? It just wouldn't happen. What is happening in the UK? I mean, I'm honestly like scared for the UK. Like 1 or 2 generations from just complete Sharia, complete Sharia control. What's going on? I mean, it's like if that's not the only thing, you've got a totalitarian style police state enforcing like the most surveillance cameras per ever in the world is like in the UK, and so you have this like police state, cracking down on free speech, and then you have like the rise of Islam, the rise of Sharia in the UK is just like scary. And it's this weird combination of the rise of Islam and the rise of the police state. I really don't get how the two can like even like coexist. In somehow, yeah, somehow Islam is thriving in a police state. What is becoming a police state, and eventually, something's going to break. Eventually something's going to give. So yeah, I mean, I'm shocked at what's going on in the UK. I mean, am I only seeing this through like the lens of media and what I see on YouTube? I mean, is that the reality of the situation in the UK? Are they really arresting people for tweets? Arresting people for like Facebook posts. Where is the free speech gone in the UK? Where is it? I don't understand. I don't understand what's happened to the UK, because Australia, we're still a part of the monarchy. Whereas we're very separate down here in our own island kind of paradise. But I don't understand why the UK is falling. I would say it's falling. And I've listened to speeches by imams who are saying that they are 2 generations away from controlling the UK completely. They will have the numbers. They will have the controls in councils and in politics. Sharia will become a thing. They will introduce Sharia. But 2 generations that they're boasting. They're 2 generations away from completely taking over the UK. That to me, I've got mates who are Muslims, but they're not like they don't want to try and take over anything. They're just trying to live like a pretty good life. They're not trying to control. So it does worry me when you have an ideology that's like Islam, which is completely opposes like secularism and free speech and freedoms. So yeah, I mean that I can speak out. I can speak out against ideologies. I can speak out against bad ideas, things that I think are bad ideas. Islam is a bad idea. I'm more secularist. Aussies, we are kind of like we're more secular. You could say that we have Christian origins, Christian roots, but we are kind of like more secular kind of a society. So I don't understand what's happening in the UK. I really don't. How did England go from Margaret Thatcher, Iron Lady, to Theresa May? There I could negotiate it my way. That's right, she couldn't negotiate her way out of a paper bag. A man got fired on the spot for putting his hand over his mouth to avoid facial recognition. What the hell is going wrong with that? I mean, he walked past like the police, with all the cameras on top, and he just like covered up his face because he didn't want to be seen. He didn't want to be seen by the thing, and they fired him for that. So I think that is just absolutely insane. Waterfall, is that in response? Sorry. Tommy has a support worldwide of people who don't know him if they should listen to who actually did Oxford University. UKIP is the boiler. Sorry, these comments are moving a little bit too quick here. Tommy has a support. That's right, Tommy has a lot of support. As I said, I don't agree with everything Tommy says, but I agree with him that he should be able to say the things that he says, all the things that he says. And Tommy's good ideas should be like elevated. His bad ideas should be like put down. So let his good ideas rise to the top. And if he has bad ideas, let them sort of like be pushed, not pushed down by himself, but let the feedback that's given him about his bad ideas maybe make him change his ideas. I think that's the way we all should operate. Carl Benjamin is the man. I love his interviews on the street where he just talks to people, and he had and I love it when he talks to people who really oppose him, and the conversations that he has there. I think the conversations are really good. liking tweets, you can go to jail. That's right. How the hell did that happen? I mean, are other countries going to follow suit? That, if you like a tweet that Facebook thinks is like wrong think, are they going to give you a penalty on your account because you were guilty of wrong think there? Yeah, man got fired on the spot. How do you feel about Australian gun laws? Oh, that could be a whole a whole other stream in itself. I love guns. I often sometimes I go to the firing range, and for like $20 they'll give you some guns, very controlled. And I've taken two of my sons there. We like to shoot there as well. I don't have any guns in the house. I don't have any licensed guns here at all. But I love guns. I grew up shooting. With my dad, 22 out the side of the Ford. That's where I learned to drive. I learned to drive when we would go shooting kangaroos. We would shoot roos. And so I'm not a gun like lover or gun enthusiast, but I like shooting guns. But yeah, no, the whole obviously Australia has some pretty strict gun laws, and Australia has probably some states in America have stricter gun laws than Australian gun laws. Like if you want to get a gun in Australia, you got to go through a whole process where they do like a background check and that sort of thing. Yeah, but guns is probably like a whole topic all on its own. Free speech should be heard even if it hurts. That's right, I agree. I've got a little bit of sun here. I don't know where that's actually coming from. Strange. It's reflecting off something. Anyway, free speech should be heard even if it hurts. That's right. I agree. The way I see it, let the good ideas rise, let the bad ideas sort of fall, and let ideas that are good, that people can support, and let them win, and let the bad ideas lose. Can't wait to see him at MEP. He will be hilarious. I watched a video of them on bagpipes playing Amazing Grace, and I cried a bucket of tears. Suzanne. Yeah, I hear you. Daughter won silver in a division today. Daughter won silver in her division today. 2-on-2 beach volleyball. Good stuff. Congratulations to your daughter. I love sport. It's crazy. Kevin Duggan hates guns. What a doubt. Thanks, Suzanne. It's the Islamic agenda to be. I mean, I can criticize. We should be able to criticize Islam. We should be able to criticize Christianity. We should be able to criticize Buddhism. We should be able to criticize every ideology, and not one should be protected from like criticism. I love the guys like Christopher Hitchens and all those guys. Actually, obviously when he was alive, he was giving it. He was giving it to religion. Now, I'm not an anti-religious guy. I'm not anti that. But his free speech, and that's like bravo, exercising his free speech, and he was giving criticism. He had some valid criticisms as well. He was giving out valid criticism. We should be able to make criticisms against Islam, and for that we can't be called like Islamophobic or racist or whatever. Yeah, and I will criticize what's happening in the UK with creeping Sharia, trying to bring in Islamic law into certain neighborhoods that the police can't sort of supersede. I mean, I think that's wrong. I think that's terrible. If you want Sharia, go to a country that's controlled by Sharia. Go. There's plenty of Islamic controlled countries out there that are operating under full Sharia. If you really want Sharia, go to one of those countries. And we want freedom. In the West, we want secular government. We want individual liberty. We want individual freedoms. We want to be free from these laws from religions like Islam. Anyone concerned about the British and the Australian governments being involved in Russian collusion, delusion? The unredacted FISA documents may reveal more than some can handle. I think there is an Australian connection here. I think it was Alexander Downer. And the guy's an absolute moron. He's a total wanker in Australian politics. Somehow he was involved in the early stages of the Steele dossier or what have you there. Yeah, and yeah, so let them call you racist, Nazi, except the left has watered down the word so much it no longer has meaning. And that's right. That's what they have done. They've used that word over and over and over and over and over again. It's just the meaning of the word Nazi has no more meaning. The meaning, it's so right. I was in the talking about Boomer, R.I.P. Hitchy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Hitch. I wasn't a Hitchens fanboy or anything, but I like that he was using his free speech, speaking out against the things that, and I think there should be a lot more of that right now. Like if he were still alive today, he would be giving Islam hell. He would be using his free speech. Would he be allowed to do what he did, 10 or 15 years ago these days? No, he would be banned off Twitter. He'd be banned off Facebook. He would be banned off YouTube. He would be probably as much banned as what Alex Jones is banned, because they cannot handle that type of dissent. They are a part of it. I don't see color. I see left and right. Well, yeah, Kevin Duggan, the French. Sorry. Homemade paintballs can be filled with your choice of liquids. Australian government gave millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation too. Yeah, what a disgrace that was. I mean, why are governments giving money to a foundation that's controlled by Hillary Clinton? I don't understand why we're getting, why governments were giving money to the Hillary Clinton Foundation. Well, that was my taxpayer dollars going to Hillary Clinton, or what the heck for? I don't understand. I don't understand why. I don't understand what that was happening for. Hi, Kilgore Trout. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining in on the stream. Ask yourself. Suzanne says, ask yourself what group of people you can't talk about or say anything negative about anywhere really. That especially not in the UK, and you'll know why. There's a problem in the UK. That's right. That type of protected, certain classes of people are protected classes of people. Certain ideology is a protected ideology. You can't give criticism towards Islam these days, especially in the UK. If you criticize Islam, you'll come down on you hard for being Islamophobic, for being racist. They'll call you we have anti-Semitic laws here in the America and Florida. Our free speech is limited, and I believe that all ideologies, all religions can be criticized. I mean, if there's legitimate criticism of Judaism, of Israel, I think there is valid criticism of Israel as a nation. That doesn't mean I don't support their right to exist, but I will offer valid criticism against Israel. But that doesn't make me an anti-Semite. I'm not going out to try to remove their existence or anything like that. But yeah, there should be a valid criticism. Thanks, Gifted Nyla, dude. We love your channel. Yes, we do, Luke. Yeah, I must admit, I'll talk a little bit about the channel. I mean, as you know, they kind of stopped making the videos just before my wife's birthday, and where I kind of got really busy. But that was kind of a little bit of an excuse to have a break, because it gets draining when you're following the left, sifting through, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of news articles looking for good content for the channel. It really just gets draining, and I just needed a break. I just needed to just walk. Actually, it was just walk away from watching the left. So, but I really looking forward to getting back into minimal 1-2 videos a day. Getting the channel really getting the content back out there. As much as YouTube is biased, YouTube has been good to my channel. When I started out, a lot of my videos were getting recommended a lot, because YouTube are there to make money, and if I'm providing YouTube with stuff they like, the content that their audience likes, well, then YouTube are promoting my channel. I was being pushed out there over recommended. I'm grateful, and I just wish that they would stop the shadow banning, take the finger off the scale. and just let YouTube be YouTube. Let good content rise, and let content that people don't like, let it fall. Stop trying to pick winners and losers. But yeah, it is. I'm not going to say, woe is me. It's tough making video. It's just like a fun thing I do. But it does get you down. It does. It mentally, it just kind of like, it drains you. You were going hard. I mean, I was, pushing like 2 to 3 videos a day. I'm not trying to be the Tim Pool of the center right, but I'd like to be like the Tim Pool of the center right. He's the guy on the center left. I would like to be, the Tim. I'm me, but I'd like to be like what Tim does. He's very, very kind of level-headed. Yeah, I would like to be that guy that sort of like mirrors Tim Pool. I agree with, have a lot of similar political leanings as Tim does, but just come from sort of the center right of politics. We've got some more. Rob, you were going hard. 2 videos a day is a lot of work. Yeah, there's more work is in actually finding the content to speak about, because a lot of the videos, it comes down to whether I can explain that video in 5 words. This is my approach, is if I'm making a video and I'm looking at a story, can I create a title that perfectly explains what this story in 5 or 6 words? Because I don't like the titles being too long. So if I can explain a story, that video in 5 or 6 words, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of the first tick. Okay, I can explain this in like 5 or 6 words. So, and then I will go, well, is this something my audience is going to like? So it kind of goes through this whole filtering process until I get down to making the actual video, and that's like a 10-minute job. I press record, and I'll read through the story first. Press record. I'm well versed, and I've read through the story a couple of times. I know my points. I don't write anything down. Everything's just off the top of my head. I'm not reading a script. There's nothing like. I think you just shoot from the cuff. I think you just speak from the heart more than the head. So basically, just press record, get that in one take, bang. Then I take that file up into YouTube, upload it straight away. No editing involved. I mean, that's where it comes from. The efficiency is there's no editing. Obviously, some content creators, they'll spend like days just editing a video, and that's just crazy. I don't have days to edit a video. I like to get a video out there. Some stories you just come across and it's like bang, 10 minutes later that video is up live, and within the first hour it's got like 2,000 views or something like that. The videos that are the easiest to make, that have the most flow about them, like you don't have, if I have to struggle making a video, it's not a good video. But if I see a story and it's like boom, straight onto it, I've got the title worked out, thumbnail, bang, and I knock the video out real quick, 5 or 10 minutes, bang, it's up on the net. Those are the best videos on the channel. They're the videos that are received the most. They're the videos with the most views, because I think they're the videos that I make with the most energy, and I think that energy really comes across. So that's what I'm really looking for, is like stories that I like to amplify. Stories that promote this side of politics. So so that's my process. Look for the best. I think the biggest video on the channel was the MAGA hat. It's got like 108,000 views. I made that video in about 8 minutes. It was just so quick. And it was just, the lighting was terrible. The sound was terrible in that video. But it's got over like 108,000 views. And I think that's just crazy. I had up here Tim. What someone said? Tim. No man, Tim Pool is boring. No, I don't want to be. I know what you're saying. I don't want to be the same as Tim Pool. I'm me. But I like the way that he puts out what, 5 videos a day or something, and I'd like to be, like that channel that makes 2 to 3 videos per day. The videos are quick to make, the story breaks. I can get the video out there in like 10 minutes. YouTube what YouTube loves is regular content. If you're doing 2 to 3 videos a day, YouTube is seeing that you're putting all this content out there. It pushes you up higher in the recommended algorithm. You're getting more views, you're getting more engagement. Yeah, so Tim's a long talker, but he's thorough and fair. That's right. I think Tim is fair, and that's what I'd like to be. Is like a inspiration for me. Is that he's definitely fair, but he has his leanings, he has his political leanings, his beliefs. I have my leanings and my beliefs, but I think we can still be fair through our political kind of filters. We can be fair. We can like play the game fair. In the Pursuit of Truth, it's a great channel. I think I've is that press truth or something like that? Yeah. No, yeah, lots of what I love. I'm a huge fan of YouTube. I'm a huge fan of the content creators on YouTube. I don't watch hardly anything else. I don't watch TV unless it's my YouTube Chromecasting up the TV. I watch very little like Netflix. But I love YouTube because YouTube is about real people making real content. And the real people, just like regular folks, running very small, even like small channels. I love the small channels as well because those content creators, they interact back with me. And I've always tried when I'm making my videos, I'm trying to read every comment, either like the comment, give it a little, if I really love it, give it a little love heart tick and make a comment. Because I've tried to answer almost every single comment and read every single comment on the channel. And I'm pretty much, I think I've done it so far. Obviously, it'll get to a point where that will be extremely difficult. Yeah. But I'm really going to try and maintain that because, that's what if I make a comment on someone's YouTube channel and obviously the bigger the channel, they're not going to read it. They got 3,000 comments. You can't read that. But and sometimes the content creator will just give me a tick or whatever. I was like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Unedited. Tim is a workhorse, even if he's a bit wishy-washy. Like him, despite all his faults. That's right. I do like his work ethic. But also, he gets out there and he skateboards and he exercises as well. So he's not just stuck in his office, 15 hours a day. And I'm not stuck in here for all this time as well. I love riding my bike, out with my mates and that sort of thing, or mountain biking, or on the road or on the track. Yeah. Tim Poole supports Yan, which tells me the IRS needs to look into him. What taxpayer is willing to give up to 5K a month to get 1K back? Yeah, Yang's got some okay ideas as well. But I think Tim said that he donated to Yang and Tulsi Gabbard. He probably only gave them $50 each. I'm not sure how high up. He should be waving that flag, being honest. Middle East is the cradle of Western civilization, and that's why Islam has taken it over after the Europe and World War One, and that's why we must end Islamic migration. I mean, I got no problem if Muslims want to, migrate. I personally, I don't have an issue. I got mates who are Muslim. They've grown up in Muslim families. They're not pushing. They're not a hardcore kind of trying to convert everyone to Islam. But I understand that most people who are sort of Muslim, it's more of a cultural thing, not like a hardcore kind of a hardcore religious thing. Yeah, but yeah, no, I like you just gave the blueprint for high viewing. Just no daytime strippers for. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, but as getting back to what I want to push forward on the channel, 1 to 2 videos per day, regular kind of live streams, trying to encourage people to build their own YouTube channels, to have their own voices heard out there, as I'm kind of having my voice. But this channel, we amplify issues. We amplify issues of freedom. A lot of my content comes out of Breitbart or Daily Wire or Paul Joseph Watson's channel, and a lot of it comes straight from YouTube as well. Mean Left, you're doing fine. You get more entertaining after each beer. It's a holiday weekend. That's right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge not a huge beer drinker. As being like an athlete, I try to tone the alcohol down a little bit, especially when I'm training. But if I'm somewhere, someone offers me a beer, sure, I'll have a beer. But I'm not going to the bottle shop buying a carton every week or something like that. When the left goes down, who will be there and what the person I am? It's about Islamic agenda. Yeah, I think there is an Islamic agenda, and we should be free to criticize that, and I've criticized that on this channel. But it's sometimes I won't go after a story if it's a little bit too leans that way. It might attract too much attention from YouTube, so we've got to be careful. We don't want. I'm not just going to go wild with it. Anyway, we're coming up to like 1 hour 56 minutes. I only was going to make this like a 1 hour live stream. My voice is starting to go. Alcohol. I don't do alcohol. Alcohol does me. Anyway, I want to say just thanks for everyone for hanging out on the live stream today. Sorry for just totally stuffing up the start of the live stream. I think I know what I did wrong. So next time, we'll definitely fix that. So thank you for tuning in on the live stream, and thank you for everyone tuning in, asking questions. People for your super chats. Really appreciate that. Anyway, so next video will be like 2 videos out on the channel tomorrow, and each day, Monday through Friday, 2 videos a day, and let's keep the good times rolling. And we are heading up towards 10,000 subscribers. I don't want to make a big deal about it, because remember when I first started making the content, I really didn't want to get distracted by like the number of subscribers and the number of views on the channel, the number of likes on every video, but you kind of get drawn into the numbers because I'm such a competitive guy. I mean, as a cyclist, everything's about the numbers, your average power, your watts per kilo and all this sort of stuff. And so YouTube gives you a lot of numbers you can get very kind of competitive with. And but I didn't want to get, sidetracked by just putting out good content every day and not trying to get sidetracked by the numbers, but it does seduce you, the numbers, the numbers of subscribers, you get seduced. And I think it's a bit of a trap, and I think it's a bit of a trap that I kind of like fell into a little bit there. Just when you're making videos, you're trying to make the next video bigger than the previous video. You want more views, you want more likes, you want more comments, and you want more subscribers. But I'm going to try and wind that back a little bit. We're going to try and just take a deep breath, and we're just let everything be kind of where it is. But let me just I want to just focus on the content. Focus on focus on having a cracking time. Channel is meme the left. We're here to mock the left. We're here to laugh at the left. This is where we're really going to get back to. Numbers are how they control the algorithms. They force you to focus on that. Nothing wrong with hunting ways to beat the algorithm. That's right. I mean, the algorithm has been very good to this channel. I won't. This channel gets huge engagement numbers. They're like if a video might get 5,000 views, it's got like 1,000 likes and 900 comments or something like that. The engagement levels of the videos is just off the chart. It's insane. I've been on the engagement numbers are crazy, and I'm just so appreciative putting out content that people that are and YouTube rewards that. YouTube sees the high engagement. Even if a video has only got 1,000 views, but it's got like 400 likes or something like that, the engagement factor there is enormous. So YouTube sees the views to likes ratio, and then YouTube says, hey, people like this video, and they push it out. They push it out, over the recommended to other people who would like it. So I'm really grateful for how YouTube is really but I'm giving YouTube their product. The product is, videos that people like. And so when YouTube sees the high engagement numbers on these videos and the comments, they just pump these videos out over the recommended in people's recommended feed. So I'm great for that. But it does. You do have to not you have to be careful not to get sucked into the whole trying to game the system in that respect. Anyway, I didn't want to ravel on about that for too much. Anyway, let's kind of wrap the video up. We're just coming up to 2 hours neat. So here's where we're definitely going to go wrap the video up. I'm going to go mountain biking in about half an hour's time with one of my sons. So anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in on the live stream. I gotta see how I actually stop this stream. Okay, thank you for tuning on live stream, and I'd like to catch you tomorrow. I'll have two videos coming out tomorrow, 2 videos every day, Monday to Friday, and then we'll look about doing another live stream next week. So thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone subscribing. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate everyone's for input into this video. And I'll see you tomorrow.